All right, everyone. We are going to get started. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. My name is Andrew. Work here at IMS Associates as a brokerage manager. Today's webinar is going to last roughly 30 minutes. We're going to be going over the electronic application process, electronic solutions. We're going to be talking about carriers that participate in this program and really just how it's going to save all you folks time and money and be able to serve your clients in a more effective way. So let's jump right into it. At the end, we're going to have time for questions. So let's just get through the webinar, and then we'll have time for any questions that you have, and I'll also be available if you guys want to reach out to me directly after the webinar. So first thing that I want to look at is companies that are participating in it, because obviously you guys can't get really excited about this unless, a good chunk of carriers are participating in it. Now, there are two different things we're looking at right here. There's e-applications and there's drop ticket applications. You guys are probably more familiar with the electronic application, which is where you're literally going in. It almost looks like a normal paper app. You're filling everyone out. You fill it out accordingly. It's got to get sent to the client. The client then has to do his electronic signature on it. It goes back to you. You do your electronic signature. Then it finally comes to us, and then we take it to the carrier. Now, drop ticket is relatively new. A lot of these carriers are still catching up to this type of technology, but we've seen it really be a beneficial thing for our agents using it. Now, drop ticket, nice thing about it, there's going to be no client signature necessary. The carrier is going to take care of ordering all the exams, ordering any medical records. And as you see here, we're really going to kind of gear this webinar towards the drop ticket system as opposed to the traditional electronic application system. Some of the benefits of electronic applications. People may be asking, hey, why use electronic applications? Now, aside from the obvious, we're not having to drive to meet your client or have them drive to you. I know if you're on the phone with someone, it's a slam dunk term policy situation. You guys aren't going to have to waste the time scheduling and, trying to fit each other's schedule, have them finding their way to your office, or you're finding your way to their home or office. It's a very nice fit for those type of slam dunk sales where you're on the phone with someone, they want this term insurance. You're going to be able to do these type of electronic applications, these drop tickets, right over the phone with them in a matter of minutes. And like I said, most cases, if not all cases, the carrier is responsible for scheduling all the exams as well as any medical records. So, you may be asking, well, the client's got to sign the policy at some point. Got to sign the application at some point. What's nice is the carrier gets those signatures when they send the examiner out. Another nice thing, you're going to be able to do these applications from your smartphone. You're going to be able to do them from your iPad or whatever tablet you're using. It's going to make you a very more, mobile agent. You're going to be able to do these type of sales wherever you are. It doesn't have to necessarily be in a traditional office setting. You're going to have the ability 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to write these applications right there on the spot. Other nice thing about it, I know when dealing with new applications, paper applications, there's a lot of information there. Some of the problems that agents run into is knowing what needs to be filled out. Is it filled out correctly? Do I need this form? Do I need that form? This drop ticket electronic application process eliminates that type of thought process. The application is going to be in good order or it won't let you submit it. Now, as you'll see a little bit later when I'm doing an example of this, it literally takes you step by step and makes sure that it's done correctly and that the carrier has all the information it needs in order to start the process. So there's no real back and forth with the case manager missing parts of the application. Nice part is we've seen the carriers process these applications faster. There's no wait time, obviously, in the mail. They're sent electronically. And, yeah, like we've been saying, the carriers are processing these applications faster. They love the technology. They're promoting it by actually seemingly treating these applications with a little bit, more urgency than the traditional paper ones. And the other nice thing to keep in mind, nothing changes. You're still going to get the same commission of the sale. There's no, because of the ease of the use, they're not taking some of your commissions to pay for their administrative costs. You're still going to get that same nice high life commission on these sales. What I want to do now is kind of jump into a couple different case examples, and you can kind of see how the electronic application works, and also kind of how our electronic solutions work here at IMS Associates. Not only the electronic applications, but also what you're going to be able to do electronically through our back-end portal. These are the two case examples we're going to want to do. First one we're going to look at is a male, 50 years old, non-smoker. He's looking for a 20-year term with a face amount of $500,000. The thing about this client is he does have some impaired risk issues. The client had a DUI 6 years ago, and the client is a little bit overweight, 5'9". He's weighing about 225, according to the client. So what we're going to want to do now is go into our quoting system. So we're going to log into Advisor HQ. If you don't have an Advisor HQ log on, reach out to me personally. I will make sure you get one today. So after logging in, this is going to be the dashboard. Everything you're going to need is really going to be found here on this first page. Now, the process to do one of these drop ticket or electronic quotes is we're going to start with the term life quoting engine, because this is a term product. He wants a 20-year term, face amount of $500,000. So wait for this to load. Client name, valued client. I've already went ahead and put the birth date in there. We know he's a male. We know it's California. We know he wants $500,000. We're going to run it annually. These quotes you'll see when you do the quotes, they're going to show all the pricing when you click on them. We're going to do a 20-year term. You can click multiple term options. If you want to look at a 10, a 20, as well as a 30, you're also able to do that. Health class, we know he had the DUI. We know he had the weight issue. Let's see, so in my mind, I'm sure you guys are thinking, let's shoot for standard on this one. I think standard would be where we'd want to be on this one. So we're going to choose standard, all carriers and products. No child rider, no table rating on this one. Waiver of premium, return of premium. These are riders we can add on here so that we're able to see those type of products. This one's pretty straightforward. We're just going to run it as it is right here. Now, when we go to view all quotes, we're going to see some, we're going to see the options from the carriers that we have here. Now, Transamerica, United of Omaha, you can see the e-app button here. You can see the paper forms, the e-app, the drop ticket. United of Omaha has all three options. Now, what we're going to focus on today is the drop ticket, so that blue button. Scroll down, American General, SPLI, Protective, Banner. I'm going to use Banner in this case. They've got a really clean drop ticket system, but what I want to show you now is let's figure out if that DUI and that height and weight is going to be an issue. So what we're going to want to do to check that is just click right on the product right here. We just click that Op Term 20. It's going to pull up the product features as well as the underwriting guidelines. So when we check the underwriting guidelines, motor vehicle report, we can see that the DUI falls off after 5 years for Preferred Plus. Standard, it looks like DUI in the last 2 years. So we're in good shape on the standard for the DUI, and we're possibly even going to be able to get Preferred Plus or Preferred with that DUI history. Now, the second part was the build chart. Let's check out his height and weight and see where he's lining up. So male, female. He's 5'9". He's 225. That puts him right under the max weight for standard of 228. So standard's going to be the perfect fit for this particular client. Now, in order to do this process, let's say you're on the phone with this client, click drop ticket right here. This is going to be a very quick process that you're going to be able to do. Let me get through here. I'm not sure why that's doing that. Give me 1 second while we log in here. Gosh, you know, that is, for some reason, not letting me cleanly sign in right now. Let me, pardon this, let me go through another server here. I'll be able to, I think Firefox should work a little bit better for this. Sorry about this. This will take just a moment. Right, male, California, and I apologize. I'm not sure what happened there with my Google Chrome to make it not work. I just tested it right before to make sure everything was good. Run the quotes. We'll pull up that banner again. So this is what you're going to see when you go through this drop ticket system. You're going to be able to see, you know, it's going to pull over the information that you had already used for your quote. So valued client, he's 50 years old, male, case description. We can just put term insurance. You know, it's California term. It's pulled over the product that we're looking to use. We click select here. And here we go. This is what it's going to look like. So on the left here, you can see there's 5 different sections that we're going to have to fill out. That red question mark means it hasn't been done. You can see here the parts that are in yellow are the ones that need to be filled out. So we're going to just simply fill out these ones. And as you can see here, this is a lot of information that you probably already have on this client. So, you know, cross-sale opportunities. If you're, you know, selling them different types of insurance, if you're selling them health insurance, property and casualty insurance, you know, you're going to be easily able to transition to being able to sell them life insurance in a really effective way. So we've filled out the yellow sections here. Pretty standard stuff. Contact information. Is the owner the same as the proposed insured? We're going to go ahead and click next. As you can see over here on the left, that primary insured has now a green check mark next to it. That means it's been completed. We'll say this is for income replacement. This is for the owner. And he's in California. We're going to go next. Risk evaluation. This is really the only time you're going to have to be asking any questions for your clients. And they're pretty easy standard questions, you know, pretty on the level stuff. So history of alcohol or substance abuse, no. DUIs in the past 5 years, yes. Past 3 years, no. So that's where the DUI part was going to come in there. 2 or more motor vehicle moving violations, no. sibling or parent history of cardiovascular disease before 60, any nicotine. Next. At this point, you don't have any need to keep your client on the phone or keep this going as far as having your client need to keep answering questions. It is done. So payment, direct bill, we're going to go annual. Is he replacing existing insurance? In this case, we'll choose no. Exam provider, we can choose Portamedic. That's who I typically use. We can click next. This is where we get into the agent information. Do they want temporary insurance? We'll choose no. Are you currently appointed with Banner? Now this is something to keep in mind too. Don't need to worry about being appointed with these carriers when doing these. So feel free to sell these. We can get the contracts from you after the application's gone to the carrier. We're going to be able to plug in our numbers, so don't worry about plugging in our BGA number or anything like that. Now here's agent information. Just email address, social, contact phone. At this point, we're in good order. We'd simply click this button here, lock request for life insurance, and proceed to approval process. That was all it was to do one of these drop ticket applications. So as you can see, very clean, very easy process. You're going to be able to, answer most of these questions probably just, you'll have a lot of these answers on the client without even having to ask the client. Now let's hop back into case example. We're going to look at the second one. This one's going to be for a permanent product. Now this client, 47 years old, non-smoker, pretty straightforward. He wants a guaranteed universal life product for $500,000. He's got an A1C of 6.0 because he's got type 2 diabetes. The diabetes is being controlled by medication per the client's doctor. So first we need to address the diabetes issue. Until you kind of know what carriers are best for certain type of impairments, reach out to me for that information. Reach out to your brokerage manager. We are obviously, way more up to date on this stuff than we expect you guys to be. We are here at your, we're here at your disposal. Definitely reach out to us for these impairments. It's something we really pride ourselves on. Now, after consulting with one of us, we've decided based on the type of product for the Guaranteed Universal Life, American General is really strong with that product, and they also tend to offer standard ratings if the A1C is 6.4 or less. So with the 6.0, we're going to be in good shape to go forward with that American General application. So what we want to do in that, we'll go back to our original screen here in our back-end portal, and we'll use WinFlex Web. I recommend, if you guys aren't familiar with WinFlex Web, to just get in there, play around with it, and you'll end up learning a lot more just kind of playing around with it yourself. As you can see here, all our carriers are here on the left. Once you choose a carrier, the carrier's products will be here on the right. Now in this case, we're doing American General. We're doing their Lifetime Guaranteed Universal Life. So right there, pretty easy. First one on the top. We'll go ahead and click Create Client. Now we'll be able to put, we'll just put valued client. He's a male, his date of birth. We know he is going to we're going for standard non-tobacco due to the diabetes. State, California. Solve for, we'll have different solve options. You can solve for a face amount if you knew that, hey, the client's telling you, hey, I want to pay this amount. What can I get for this amount of premium? In this case, we're going to want to solve for the premium because we know he wants $500,000 of coverage. Guaranteed year can go to age 121. Most of the time, people are okay with it going to age 100. He's 47 years old, so I'm just going to put it at 53. No disbursements on this one. Real straightforward, guaranteed universal life product. Policy options, you can have it show annual, semi-annual, monthly. We'll just choose annual. Level death benefit. No riders on this one. As you can see here, if you wanted to throw these riders on here, you're going to be able to do that there. You're going to make sure your agent info is in there correctly, and we'll go ahead and click Calculate, and it's going to pull up our illustration. Nice thing to see here that I think some agents kind of overlook, the target premium, which is obviously what your commission's based off of. It's going to show it right here, $5,885 in this case. We click this icon right here, the Adobe icon. It's going to pull up the illustration. As you can see here, you could even click here, this e-apply. They have the option for you to electronically do this application right there on the spot, and that guaranteed universal life for the guaranteed universal life product for American General. Now let's look at the illustration, make sure everything looks good. $5,323 annually gets you $500,000 of death benefit all the way to age 100, which is what the client was looking for. So that's how we use our WinFlex web program. Excuse me here. So case forms. What do we do if the carrier is asking for a certain form to be filled out? What do we do if we have an impaired risk and we don't know the severity of the client and we don't know the severity of the impairment? Everything you need is going to be available on that Advisor HQ. So let's go check out these problems within our portal and see how we can take care, of getting these forms in a quick manner. So we're going to go back to the original screen, the dashboard. Right here under Tools, you can see Forms for the paper. Now let's just stick with American General, that guaranteed universal life product. Let's say the case manager gets back to you. It looks like the guy does some flying. We choose American General here. They're asking for the aviation questionnaire. So California, product type. We know we're doing the universal life. We know it's that lifetime GUL. So we're going to look it up. Nice thing about this, you'll see if you're doing a paper application, you got a client that traditionally likes to do the traditional paper apps. It's going to be right there, already bundled for you. Real nice situation. You keep scrolling down a little bit here. You can see there's a lot of different forms. We're looking for the aviation form. And there it is right here. So you'd simply click on that. It's going to pull up the aviation questionnaire, and boom. You can fill it out right here, print it out, get it over to the case manager. We'll be in good shape. We've got that form they were asking for. Now, what if we want to kind of check on an impaired risk for a client? Let's say we don't know the severity of it. Let's say we want to get more information from the client, but we don't really know the questions that we need to be asking on a particular issue. We're going to go ahead and click the impaired risk area, which is located under our tools section. And what you're going to want to do is click down here for the advisor tools section down here at the bottom right. That's going to take us into our basically all of our articles, all of our tools for the impaired risk. Under life insurance here, you're going to click impaired risk, and it's going to pull up all of the impairments that we have already basically made questionnaires for and descriptions for. So you can see here it's in alphabetical order. We can start, right here. Let's just use Crohn's disease as an example. Going to click Crohn's disease. We're going to go ahead and give you a nice, our underwriting department's done it, so we've given you a nice example and basically a clear understanding of what Crohn's is, because I'm sure there'll be some impairments that come up. We have no idea what they are. Patient tells you that, you don't want to ask, what's that? Never heard of that. You're going to be able to reference our impaired risk, get a good idea of what it is. We also have some additional web resources. You go to the Mayo Clinic, the Wikipedia. But the other real thing we want to point out here is this questionnaire that we have for all of these impairments that we've already filled out. We're going to click this questionnaire. It's downloading right now. Pop it open. Boom. There is your questionnaire for Crohn's disease. Type of, issue with Crohn's, severity. If we have these questions answered, you get that back to your brokerage manager. He's going to be able to look at it. We're going to be able to go to the underwriters. We're going to be able to tell you with pretty good certainty where we think this client is going to be rated and where we think we should send this client in terms of carrier. Which carrier is going to be the strongest for this type of impairment. So as you can see, a lot of different stuff that you can find within our back-end portal. Now, one thing we really want to just stress on here with these electronic applications is the ease of use. Very easy to use, very, self-explanatory. It's not going to let you go through with one of these electronic applications unless it's done correctly. And, the other thing, you're going to have access to the most competitive rates. Obviously, all of our carriers are going to be on there when you do the quotes, and you'll be able to, choose the one that's the best fit. And hopefully, for the most part, a lot of these carriers, especially on the term side, some of the ones that are the cheapest also are offering this drop ticket system. It's going to increase your productivity. You're going to be able to do more with your time. You're not going to get bogged down in terms of, finding a way to print these really long 36-page applications. You're not going to have to waste your time driving to the client's house. You're not going to have to waste their time with them driving to you. Eliminates any sort of postage fees. You're saving money on gas. Everything you can think of. The nice part of, everything you can think of in terms of saving time and money is going to be here with these electronic applications. This is where the industry is headed. We think, within a year or so, chances are a lot of these carriers are just going to eliminate the paper application altogether. And so this is really where the industry is headed. We are definitely ahead of the curve with this type of technology. We are very well versed in it. All the brokerage managers here have a really strong hold on this type of process, and we can help guide you through it. And the nice part about this is what we're doing. We're launching a giveaway, if you will. If we get 10 electronic applications paid before the end of the year, we're doing a free iPad. So here's the flyer right here. 10 e-applications paid before the end of the year, you're going to get a free iPad. So especially for some of those, for you guys doing a lot of term applications, this should be a very easy iPad for you to get. It's going to be a quicker turnaround process with these applications, and it's a win-win for everyone involved. So reach out to your brokerage manager if you have any other questions on this. And that was it. That was our electronic application and electronic solution webinar. Really just a quick peek into really everything that can be done within that back-end portal, as well as hopefully a peek into what the process is when doing these electronic applications. Now I'm going to open it up, see if anyone has any questions. Go ahead and let me know.
Okay, with approved, I will go ahead and email you.
Any questions from anyone?
It's Raul, R-A-U-L, last name.
All right, I will assume no questions from anyone. Go ahead and reach out to me directly if you have any questions at all. I appreciate you all joining me on the call, and we'll go from there. Thanks so much.